All right, YouTube Axis and Allies brethren, welcome back to Turret 2 for this Axis and Allies Classic Edition variant version game between No Limit as the Axis powers and myself, Captain Jack, as the Allies. So desperate times call for desperate measures. If you saw No Limit's in the last video, you saw that he put the Iron Cross flag at the capital of Moscow and now owns practically all of Russia. The combined Axis powers. So, one last ditch effort that I have to try to even this out is I'm going to have to try to go into Berlin. And thank goodness I have heavy bombers, though I wouldn't have a chance at this. Not that there's a slim chance anyway, but at least there's a slight chance. So, this is UK's round 4 turn, and for production for this round, I've got 38 IPCs to spend. I'll be spending all of them on 1 transport, 2 infantry, and 3 submarines. Transport, 2 infantry, and 3 subs. All right. So, for the combat movement this round, this transport off the coast of France is going to pick up 1 tank and go 2 sea zones and do an amphibious assault on Berlin. The 3 bombers from the UK will be supporting that attack along with the 2 fighters. The 2 fighters can do it because they can land in France if they survive. So what we've got here is 3 bombers, so that'll be 9 dice at 4 or less, and 2 fighters and a tank, so that'll be 3 dice at 3 or less, going up against his, I believe he's got 12 infantry, 1 bomber, 2 Japanese fighters, and 3 tanks. Yep, 3 tanks. So he's got a lot of units in there. But the Americans do get to go in a little bit too, so we'll see how this goes. All right, so let me get the dice set up and I'll be right back. All right, so since there's an air attack, there's anti-aircraft fire by the Germans. And I know No Limit really wants to shoot a plane down really bad, so I need to prepare myself since there's 5 of them. 1 of them probably will be shot down. But since there's fighters and bombers, I'll have to roll for them separately, I believe. So I'm going to do that. So we're going to roll for the 2 fighters first. And there were 2 threes, so both of those were misses. So now we're going to roll for the 3 bombers. Looking for 2 through 6. No Limit's looking for a 1. And 3, 3, and a 4. 3, a 3, and a 4. I promise No Limit there's 1 on these dice. See? There are 1s. So, yep. See, all 3 of them had 1s. Alright, so all the planes survived. So the anti-aircraft fire is over with. Now, we've got to set up for, let me count out the dice for the rest of it. Okay, so we'll need 9 dice for the 3 bombers, since they're heavy bombers. All right. So we've got 5, 8, 9. So there's 3, 6, 9. So 9 dice being rolled for the bombers here, since they are indeed heavy bombers. Looking for 4 or less. 4 or less. All right, so here we go. And, all right, looks like there was only 1 miss. Okay, so there's a 3 down here. Okay, there's 3, a 4, a 4, a 1. There is a 5, which is a miss. There's a 3, 2, a 3, and another 2. Wow, that went great. All right, so 8 hits. That'll be 8 infantry lost for the Germans. Let me check that out real quick. Okay, so that leaves 4 infantry left. We've got 2 fighters coming in at 3 or less, and a tank at 3 or less. So here's the roll for those. And they all three hit as well. We've got a 2, a 1, and a 3. Wow. Okay. This is going a lot better than I expected. All right, so a 2, a 1, and a 3. That means 3 more infantry are lost by the Germans. All right. So that means there's 1 infantry left in Germany. All right, so that'll do it for the attacks. Now the German defense, we'll get to roll 12. I'm going ahead and roll 12 infantry first for them. So they'll get the hit at 2 or less. I'm expecting a bunch of hits here. So 12 dice. All right, so we got 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hits, 4 hits, 5 hits. So 5 hits of the 12. So that's actually pretty good for no limit there. So 5 hits of the 12. I brought in 3, 4, 5, 6 units. So 5 of the 6 are gone. So now we'll roll for the tanks. There were 3 tanks at 2 or less. None of those hit. There's a 4, a 6, and a 5. So now we'll roll for the bomber. That only defends at a 1. And it was a 5. So the bomber didn't hit. And then we've got left is the Japanese fighters defending at a 4. So I expect my last bomber to be taken out here. And it was barely. 1, 4, and 1, 6. 1, 4, and 1, 6. So that'll do it for all the British units that were brought in. All the bombers and the planes went on their suicide mission and took out as many units as possible. It probably couldn't have gone any better, actually, so I'll take that. So all these units for the UK are now lost. I'm sure No Limit's glad to see those bombers gone. All right, so Germany is still in the hands of Germany. All right, so that should do it for combat. There's no non-combat movements, so just placement of new units. 2 infantry will go down in the UK, of course. 2 subs, or 3 subs, and 1 transport will go down off the coast of the UK. So that'll do it for this turn. At least it was fun. I was glad to get some hits. All right, since I didn't hardly get any on, didn't really get many in the Russian defense of Russia. The Russian capital, that is. So, all right, so for unit recap, UK has 4 infantry in the UK, 1 AA gun, 1 transport, and 3 subs. Actually, and it has 1 transport in the sea zone off the coast of Germany. All right, so that's it for all the UK units. Like I said, desperate times. All right, so from Turret 2, Captain Jack, over and out.